How y'all doing? And thanks for watching. This is George over at Wicked Warnings, your #1 source for construction and emergency safety and strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, pickup trucks, golf carts, SUVs, trailers, trucks. What you're looking at, 2013 Toyota Tacoma. I got to tell you, if you follow the channel, this is a little smaller than what we normally work on. Fun fact, I felt like an ogre the entire time I was doing this install because I'm just used to working on bigger trucks. So this was unique. What you're seeing in the front grille is a 3-inch SoundOff Signal mpower. That's a quick mount, meaning it's got a VHB adhesion on the back of it. We drilled one hole, mounted it right there in front of the grille. Customer request, they liked it in that area. That was the light that they wanted to see. So that's what we did. It's set on intercycle. One of the lights is standard intercycle. The other light is intercycle with a pattern or with the color swap and the alternate phase. That's the display that you get when you use that pattern. We extended those with our 22.5 wire. We ran it right inside through the factory pass-through and factory grommet. We were able to attach it for a switch. We found a power source right there in the fuse box inside. Alrighty, around the back, we went a little bolder. We've got our HAW dual. That's our hideaway light, most popular light in the reverse housing right there. We have a video too that shows exactly how we drilled the hole for that, where we drilled the hole. It's actually a really easy lens. So if you have a little Tacoma like this and they have the same tail lights, feel free to get some hideaways. Really easy to install. The other thing we added was the same light we have up front. It's a SoundOff Signal 3-inch mpower amber white. With permission from the owner, and actually it was the owner's idea, we mounted them right on the back of the roof there because he wanted something high and he wasn't a real big fan of putting anything in the back window because this is a regular cab truck. So there's not a lot of room in there as it is, and we didn't want to put anything right behind the head of the driver. So we popped 2 holes in the roof right there for the wiring, and we used the same sticky mount, but we also added the 15-degree wedge. And as you can see, that 15-degree wedge took up almost all of the angle of the original cab and brought that light right back down to a vertical orientation there where it's pointed backwards instead of pointing up at the sky. Worked out really well. Here you can see a little better shot. I gotta tell you, in person, these are very bright right there at your eye level because this is a little lower truck, so that roof line is right about where your eyes are. We just went with a fast ping pong pattern down there on the bottom just to get a lot of movement in the back end of this truck, make it pretty hard to miss. The other benefit of those mpower lights is they have a very good lens in them with a very wide angle of view. As you can see, we're right about 45 degrees to the back of the truck, and I'm probably about 20 feet, 22 feet from the truck with the camera. And you can see, we still see all these lights quite well. And here we're sitting at just under 90 degrees, just barely, maybe 80 degrees. And you can still see the top 2 lights are working amazing. So this was a fairly easy install. We used some 22.5 as well to extend those top 2 lights through the roof. We dropped the headliner a little bit on each side to get access to get in there, and it really wasn't too bad. So if you have a truck like this, you want to do the same, you could definitely do it. We put just the tiniest little sliver of RTV sealant on the very top because we get a lot of snow and ice here in Chicago. So we did just seal the top of it, the top 3/4 of the light around the edges down with a little RTV just to help. And I'll take you in for a little closer look here and so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. There we go. So the quick mount is VHB. Always use the primer, and that is probably actually truthfully enough to waterproof it. But we went ahead and, as I said, we just went across the top here and down each side a little bit with some RTV, so that way any of the water shedding off the roof is just going to come down like that. That's a 15-degree wedge. You can see here, brought that light right down almost perfect. The 35 was too much, and that's the only 2 available options is a 15-degree and a 35-degree. We have all this in stock, by the way, at wickedwarnings.com. So you can make sure to check the link and get these exact lights right at wickedwarnings.com. Don't forget to get the wedge if you're going to mount them just like this. Take note of here as far as the spacing where the light is, so you know where to drill your hole. There was a pretty easy passage. It is 2 layers thick, 2 layers of metal there. This is really pretty self-explanatory. Just a hole in the grill, primer per motor, mount the light, run the wiring all pretty behind it. It's pretty much wide open behind the grill of this one, so very easy to run the wiring. And then as far as that factory pass-through, on the main engine harness here, we're right under the hood right there. There's a nipple on the lower inside edge. Clip the bottom of the nipple, lift it up, shove your wire right through there. And a little bit of lubricant on the wire goes a long way right there, so that'll help you out. Pretty simple, single switch here. We drilled a blank panel right there in the dash. Put a little name above it, says strobe lights. Got a fuse powering right down in here. Got powered off the accessory fuse there for the cigarette lighter. It's a 15 amp fuse. Just got a fuse doubler there. So we don't have the fuse doublers yet on the site, but we may be adding them. You have to source that locally. It's the Toyota fuse doubler or whatever. I forget name, ATO or whatever the fuse is. So that was pretty much easy. There's also a ground. There's a bolt down here. You grab your ground for your power and ground. Fairly easy. And as I said, around the back, we simply used our 22.5 to extend those roof lights, and we'll use an 18-5 to extend the module for the hideaways from the back forward. So you get 25 feet at 18.5, and we'll put in, I'll say 25 feet should be enough. Actually, we'll go 50 feet of the 22.5 for the roof lights and the grill lights. Fuse kit and a switch, and you should be good to go. So thanks again for watching. It's George over at Wicked Warnings with that 2013 Tacoma. How y'all doing, Wicked fans? This is your hideaway install for 2013 Toyota. I think this is a Tacoma. They shaved the badges, so apologize if it's not a Tacoma. I'm not sure, but it's this truck. This little baby white truck. So we pulled the tails off already. We've got them over here. Fairly easy to pull the tails, 10 millimeter bolt, no big deal. All right, so here's your tails. This is what they're gonna look like. This is where we're putting in our hideaways. Right in the back, right in the upper corner, right like that. This is our ECO HAW, but our HAW dual will work just fine. You could also fit another one if you really wanted up here, most likely in here, but it'd be kind of tight. So we went in right there. As you can see, it doesn't really stick out any further than anything, so it should work out quite nicely. And that's where we're going to put our hideaways in these particular lights. You can see over on this one, it's already done. So we're going to put these into the vehicle. And let me show you real quick what they look like, because I know y'all get kind of upset when I don't show you the lights actually flashing. Alrighty, so here we are over on the power bench. That's the lights actually flashing. They're a little off angle, kind of crooked compared to how they would be in the truck, I guess. So you get the general idea anyways here. It's how they're going to look. I'm going to back up, kind of show you from far away. Never mind the mess under the bench. You know how it goes in a shop. So you go about 25 feet right now. Let me back all the way up. I'll go all the way back to the other side of the shop. That's about 45 feet now where we're at. So pretty nice. I think my shop is 50 feet wall to wall. So that's what we're looking like. Going to be going on the back end of this truck right here. And make sure you check out the full video and get a little bit of detail on these mpowers and how they're mounted up there anyways. All right. Hideaways. You can have them in any color you like. And they're very easy to pop into the lower light right here as I show on this kind of truck. So if you got one of these trucks, don't be scared. Get a hideaway. Put it in reverse. Do it on yourself. It's very easy. You can have all 6 colors. Red, blue, green, amber, white, purple, whatever you like. Thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings. This is George, your #1 source for construction and emergency safety and strobe lighting equipment for cars, vans, buses, SUVs, bicycles, tricycles, tiny little taco trucks, and hideaways. I'll see you again soon.